Number 1 brings us the Four Kings Casino and Slots, which serves as a comprehensive virtual casino experience perfect for newcomers to gambling games. This free-to-play title offers an inviting social casino environment where players can explore various gambling activities without real money pressure. The game features slots, blackjack, roulette, poker, and numerous other casino staples in a vibrant Vegas-style setting. What makes it particularly beginner-friendly is the tutorial system that guides new players through each game type with clear explanations of rules and betting strategies. The social aspect allows you to interact with other players, creating a community atmosphere that makes learning less intimidating. Number 2 introduces Pure Hold'em World Poker Championship, which focuses exclusively on Texas Hold'em poker with exceptional presentation quality. This title strips away distractions to deliver a refined poker experience that helps beginners understand the nuances of the game. The AI opponents are well balanced, starting from easy difficulty that allows new players to grasp basic strategies before facing tougher competition. Visual aids display hand rankings and probabilities during gameplay, which proves invaluable for those still memorizing poker fundamentals. The championship mode provides a structured progression system that gradually increases challenge levels, ensuring players develop their skills naturally without feeling overwhelmed by complex scenarios. Number 3 presents Prominence Poker as a free-to-play option that combines competitive poker with character customization and reputation building. The game excels at teaching poker fundamentals through its story-driven campaign where you work your way up through underground poker circuits. Players appreciate the extensive tutorial mode that breaks down hand rankings, betting rounds, and strategic concepts in digestible lessons. The leveling system rewards consistent play and good decision-making, providing positive reinforcement for beginners. What sets it apart is the friendly community and the ability to practice in low-stakes games before risking larger amounts of virtual currency. Number 4 features Vegas Party, which delivers a casual party game approach to casino gambling, perfect for those intimidated by serious gambling simulations. This title packages 12 different casino games into a lighthearted, competitive format where up to 4 players can compete locally. The simplified rules and quick round structure make it easy for absolute beginners to jump in and start playing immediately. Games include slots, roulette, poker, blackjack, and others presented with colorful graphics and straightforward controls. The party atmosphere removes pressure and focuses on entertainment value rather than realistic gambling simulation, making it an excellent starting point for learning basic casino game mechanics. Number 5 brings Monopoly Madness, which adapts the classic board game into a fast-paced, competitive experience with casino-style risk and reward elements. While not a pure casino game, it incorporates gambling mechanics through property auctions, chance cards, and strategic betting that mirror casino decision-making. The familiar Monopoly framework helps beginners understand risk management and bankroll strategies in a comfortable setting. Players navigate chaotic multiplayer matches where quick decisions about resource investment parallel casino betting choices. The accessible gameplay, combined with strategic depth, provides a gentle introduction to gambling concepts without the complexity of traditional casino games. Number 6 showcases Poker Club, which aims to deliver the most realistic poker simulation available on PS5 with stunning graphics and authentic casino atmospheres. Despite its realism, the game includes comprehensive tutorials and practice modes designed specifically for beginners. The career mode allows players to start with small-stakes games and gradually work their way up as skills improve. Detailed statistics tracking helps players identify weaknesses in their strategy and understand which decisions lead to success. The ability to customize rules and difficulty settings means beginners can create comfortable learning environments before testing skills in ranked online matches. Number 7 presents World Series of Poker, which brings the prestigious tournament brand to PS5 with official branding and authentic tournament structures. This title balances accessibility for newcomers with depth for experienced players through adjustable AI difficulty and optional tutorials. The game teaches proper tournament strategy, including blind management, position play, and chip stack considerations through its comprehensive career mode. Beginners benefit from the learn-as-you-play approach, where tips and advice appear contextually during hands. Multiple poker variants beyond Texas Hold'em provide variety once players master the basics. Number 8 features Uno, which might seem unconventional for a casino list, but teaches fundamental card game strategies applicable to poker and other gambling games. This digital version of the classic card game helps beginners develop pattern recognition, probability assessment, and strategic thinking in a zero-pressure environment. The simple rules and quick matches make it perfect for building confidence with card-based decision-making. Players learn to read opponents, manage hands effectively, and make calculated risks, all skills that translate directly to casino card games when ready to advance. Number 9 brings Pure Pool, which focuses on billiards rather than traditional casino games, but offers gambling elements through its career mode and online wagering system. The game teaches bankroll management and risk assessment as players bet virtual currency on match outcomes. Physics-based gameplay rewards skill development and strategic thinking, similar to casino games where practice improves results. The progression system and unlockable content provide motivation for continued play while teaching valuable lessons about managing wins and losses that apply directly to casino gambling scenarios. Number 10 showcases Clubhouse Games' 51 Worldwide Classics, which includes several card and board games that serve as excellent preparation for casino gaming. The collection features games like blackjack, poker variants, and other gambling-adjacent activities presented with charming visual style and clear tutorials. Each game includes rule explanations and strategy tips accessible at any time during play. The variety allows beginners to explore different game types and discover which casino games appeal most before committing to specialized titles. Local and online multiplayer options provide social learning opportunities. Number 11 presents Blackjack Bailey VR, which leverages virtual reality technology to create an immersive blackjack learning environment for PSVR 2 users. The VR perspective helps beginners feel present at the casino table while maintaining a safe practice environment. Interactive tutorials demonstrate proper hand signals, betting procedures, and basic strategy in three-dimensional space. The game tracks player decisions and provides feedback on optimal plays, helping beginners internalize correct blackjack strategy through repetition. Multiple table environments and customizable rules allow players to practice specific scenarios they might encounter in real or online casinos. Number 12 concludes with Casino Roulette Royale, which specializes in delivering an authentic roulette experience with multiple game variants and betting options. This focused approach allows beginners to deeply understand roulette without distractions from other casino games. The tutorial mode explains different bet types, payout ratios, and table etiquette through interactive lessons. Visual betting guides highlight valid chip placements and display potential payouts before confirming wagers. The slower pace of roulette compared to card games makes it particularly welcoming for casino beginners still building confidence with gambling mechanics and bankroll management concepts. Kicking off at number 1, Hell Let Loose delivers massive 50v50 World War II battles on PS5 that emphasize realism and strategy above all. Players choose from 14 roles like officer, medic, engineer, or tank commander, coordinating to capture sectors on historically accurate maps such as Omaha Beach and Carrington, recreated with archival imagery and Unreal Engine. Dynamic front lines shift as teams manage resources for ammo drops, reinforcements, and artillery strikes, while controlling tanks, jeeps, and artillery demands precise teamwork. The hardcore FPS gameplay punishes solo runs, rewarding communication and combined arms tactics in brutal, immersive combat with authentic weapons and uniforms. PS5 enhancements include DualSense haptics for immersive feedback during firefights and vehicle handling, making every explosion and shot feel visceral. Regular updates keep servers populated with epic matches that capture the chaos of war, proving it's a must-play for fans seeking depth over arcade action. Sliding into number 2, Enlisted offers squad-based MMO shooting across iconic WW2 fronts like Normandy on PS5. Command AI-assisted squads in massive battles, blending infantry assaults, tank crews, pilots, and artillery, with hundreds of historical weapons, vehicles, and planes ensuring authenticity. Customize squads with perks and upgrades, while respawning via reinforcements keeps the action relentless, allowing individual impact and platoon-scale clashes. Campaigns recreate key events with detailed atmospheres, from urban firefights to beach invasions, supporting crossplay for full lobbies. PS5 Pro enhancements boost visuals and performance for smoother 60 FPS chaos. Its free-to-play model with fair progression makes it accessible yet deep, ideal for players wanting large-scale tactical freedom without micromanaging every soldier. Claiming number 3 is Battlefield V, EA's return to World War II with dynamic multiplayer and gripping narratives on PS5. Dive into 64-player grand operations, simulating multi-day campaigns across vast maps in Europe, Africa, and Pacific theaters, featuring destructible environments, flak fire, and fortification building. Single-player war stories explore untold tales like Norwegian resistance or Finnish snipers, while Firestorm Battle Royale spans the largest map yet with vehicles and squads. Tides of War chapters add fresh content seasonally. PS5 upgrades deliver higher frame rates, faster loads, and enhanced visuals for fluid gunplay with authentic WW2 arsenals. Cooperative Combined Arms refine squad tactics against AI. It's a polished package blending spectacle, customization, and replayability that still thrives in 2025. Number 4 belongs to Call of Duty WW2, Sledgehammer's boots-on-the-ground tribute to D-Day in European theater on PS5. The cinematic campaign follows Private Daniels through Normandy landings, Hurgen forest sieges, and Bulge offensives, emphasizing brotherhood amid gritty realism with no jetpacks or walls running. Multiplayer delivers classic run-and-gun on diverse maps with division-specific perks, score streaks like artillery, and headquarters social hubs. Nazi Zombies mode unleashes co-op horror in standalone stories like The Darkest Shore, packed with traps and upgrades. Backwards compatibility shines on PS5 with stable performance and quick resumes. Gold Edition bundles DLC for extended value. Its focus on authentic infantry combat, intense pacing, and emotional storytelling keeps it fresh for newcomers craving narrative-driven shooters. At number 5, Call of Duty Vanguard unleashes global special ops campaigns set in WW2's shadows on PS5. Follow Elite Task Force 101 across Stalingrad Ruggle, North African dunes, Pacific Islands, and London raids, blending stealth, sabotage, and all-out assaults with branching missions and moral choices. Multiplayer innovates with Champions Hill tournament-style modes, 20-plus maps, and groundbreaking destructible cover that alters battlefields mid-match. Zombies introduces Dark Aether Saga with objective-based outposts and wonder weapons. PS5 native support offers ray-traced shadows, 120Hz modes, and haptic feedback for immersive firepower. Seasonal operators and gunsmith customization extend longevity. Vanguard excels in visceral combat variety, tactical depth, and high-stakes narratives perfect for COD veterans seeking innovation. Securing number 6, Sniper Elite 5 provides tactical third-person sniping across occupied France in 1944 on PS5. As OSS agent Carl Fairburn, infiltrate vast open maps like chateaus and coastal towns to assassinate Nazis and thwart Wunderwaffe projects, using enhanced X-ray kill cams revealing bullet paths through organs. Stealth, gadgets, traps, and melee fuel creative takedowns, with co-op campaigns and invasion mode pitting invaders against friends. Over 40 weapons, customizable rifles, and piano wire executions add variety. PS5 boosts load times, 4K resolution, and DualSense for realistic rifle recoil. Its massive scale, physics-based destruction, and satisfying long-range precision make it the pinnacle of sniper simulations for patient tacticians. Number 7 spotlights Sniper Elite 4, Rebellion's Italian campaign masterpiece enhanced for PS5. Hunt elite officer targets amid sunlit mountains, islands, and occupied cities as Carl Fairburn, disrupting Axis plans with bolt-action rifles and silenced pistols. Expansive levels encourage multiple approaches via stealth climbs, boat infiltrations, or diversions, culminating in spectacular kill cams and environmental kills like rat poison or hanging traps. Authentic ballistics, windage, and heartbeats heighten tension. Co-op for 2 players and authentic multiplayer modes extend play. PS5 patch delivers 60 FPS, HDR, and faster loads for smoother execution. Praised for freedom and replayability, it remains a benchmark for deliberate, empowering WW2 stealth action. Taking number 8 is War Thunder, Gaijin's free-to-play vehicular warfare spanning World War II eras on PS5. Pilot iconic fighters like Spitfires and Bf-109s, command Sherman tanks or Tigers, and helm destroyers in combined arms battles across land, sea, and air. Realistic flight models, damage systems, and ballistics demand skill, with customizable loadouts and crew training. Arcade, realistic, and simulator modes cater to all, plus events like World War mode for persistent fronts. PS5 enhancements include 4K, 120 FPS, and DualSense for engine vibrations and cannon fire. Crossplay ensures massive matches. Its depth and progression, historical accuracy, and epic dogfights make it endlessly replayable for vehicle enthusiasts. Number 9 introduces Classified France 44, a turn-based tactics gem simulating resistance ops pre-D-Day on PS5. Lead commandos and partisans in 45-plus missions across occupied France, sabotaging Nazis via ambushes, stealth infiltrations, and supply raids. Recruit customizable squads with authentic gear, manage morale where shots can scatter foes, and navigate faction politics plus Gestapo pursuits. Campfire dialogues build relationships affecting loyalty. Multiple paths per mission yield varied endings. PS5 supports DualSense for tactile combat feedback. Its gritty realism, strategic depth, and narrative branching deliver XCOM-like tension tailored to WWI espionage, rewarding clever planning over brute force. Landing at number 10, Easy Red 2 brings squad-based WW2 shooters to life with historical fidelity on PS5. Storm beaches in Italy, Greece, Tunisia, and Kwajalein using 70-plus weapons and 100 vehicles, from landing craft to panzers, in large-scale battles emphasizing role assignments like medic or radio man. Destructible cover, suppression mechanics, and crew survival add realism to chaotic firefights and tank duels. Editor lets craft custom scenarios, multiplayer supports PvP and co-op PvE. PS5 DualSense enhances triggers for reloading and vibrations for explosions. Fresh 2025 release with Pacific expansions keeps it current, offering battlefield skill action on a budget with impressive simulation. Number 11 goes to United Assault World War II, an open-world roguelite FPS across procedural missions in Stalingrad, North Africa, Midway, and Ragusa on PS5. Deep behind lines, tackle endless objectives like assassinations or convoy raids with 45 authentic weapons looted from crates, progressing to rank 100 via camp saves. Sandbox freedom lets chain missions dynamically with adjustable difficulty and no loot mode for purity. Realistic ballistics and AI create tense encounters. Offline single-player shines with quick retries. PS5 optimizations ensure smooth 60 FPS exploration. Its replayable structure, authentic theaters, and loot-driven meta deliver addictive roguelite thrills in immersive WW2 settings. Wrapping up at number 12, WW2 Rebuilder turns post-war devastation into satisfying simulation on PS5. In 1945 Europe, across England, Germany, and France, clear rubble, defuse bombs, repair houses, roads, monuments, and factories using hammers, cranes, bulldozers, jeeps, and bikes. Collect resources, craft materials, and renovate while uncovering civilian stories through grappling narratives. Progression unlocks tools and sights, blending education with chill gameplay. Offline solo mode with DualSense vibrations for hammering feels therapeutic. Unique flipper-style loop honors reconstruction efforts, providing fresh, stress-free engagement distinct from combat-heavy titles, ideal for history buffs seeking peaceful closure to WW2 chaos. At number 1, Sea of Stars shines as a modern pixel art RPG that feels like a love letter to classic 16-bit adventures while still playing amazingly well on PS5. You control two children of the solstice who can combine sun and moon powers in a turn-based combat system that rewards timing, smart positioning, and using skills in the right order. The visuals are stunning, with rich lighting, smooth animations, and detailed towns and dungeons that constantly change up the scenery so exploration never feels repetitive. The soundtrack and writing help sell a cozy but adventurous vibe, mixing lighthearted moments with more emotional story beats. Side activities like cooking, fishing, and small optional challenges give you reasons to slow down and enjoy the world between main quests. On PS5, fast loading and sharp resolution make every scene and battle feel extra polished, making Sea of Stars an easy recommendation for fans of classic JRPGs and beautiful pixel art worlds. At number 2, Chained Echoes delivers a deep, story-driven JRPG experience with retro-inspired visuals and a surprisingly complex battle system that feels perfect for long sessions on PS5. You follow a group of characters across a war-torn continent filled with airships, mechs, and magic, all presented with sharp pixel art and detailed backgrounds. Combat uses a unique overdrive bar that pushes you to switch skills, swap party members, and pay attention to enemy types instead of just spamming your strongest moves. Outside of battle, you customize builds through gear upgrades, skill choices, and party setups, letting you experiment with different strategies. The game moves at a brisk pace with minimal grinding and lots of meaningful story moments, boss fights, and dungeons to work through. Thanks to fast performance and clean visuals on PS5, Chained Echoes feels like a classic JRPG that has been carefully tuned for modern players who want both nostalgia and tight gameplay. At number 3, Dead Cells stands out as a fast-paced roguelite action platformer that uses sharp pixel art and smooth animation to make every run feel responsive and addictive on PS5. You play as a mysterious figure exploring a constantly shifting island, fighting your way through procedurally generated levels filled with traps, enemies, and secrets. Combat is all about quick dodges, smart weapon choices, and learning enemy patterns, with tons of different builds centered around melee weapons, ranged options, and powerful skills. Each run gives you blueprints and cells that unlock new gear, mutations, and paths, so even when you die, you feel like you are progressing and gaining more tools. The pixel artifacts, from explosions to elemental attacks, look especially crisp at higher resolutions, and the frame rate keeps the action silky smooth. With multiple biomes, bosses, and optional DLC content available, Dead Cells on PS5 offers huge replay value for players who love challenging, skill-based action in a stylish pixel world. At number 4, Celeste brings tight platforming and emotional storytelling together in a beautiful pixel art package that feels perfectly at home on PS5. You control Madeline as she climbs a mysterious mountain, facing both difficult levels and her own inner struggles through heartfelt dialogue and atmospheric scenes. The platforming is precise but fair, built around dashes, wall jumps, and smart use of momentum, with instantly responsive controls and quick restarts that make repeated attempts satisfying instead of frustrating. Each chapter introduces new mechanics, hazards, and visual themes, so the game constantly feels fresh while still building on what you have already learned. Optional strawberries and tougher B-side novels give hardcore players extra challenges without blocking story progress for more casual players. The combination of expressive pixel art, a memorable soundtrack, and clever level design turns Celeste into one of the standout 2D platformers on PS5, especially for players who enjoy mastering demanding but rewarding movement. At number 5, Hyperlight Drifter offers a mysterious, combat-heavy action adventure with striking pixel art and minimal dialogue that leaves a lot for players to interpret. You explore a ruined, futuristic world filled with ancient technology, strange creatures, and haunting environmental storytelling, moving through interconnected zones that hide secrets and upgrades. Combat is fast and punishing, built around quick sword strikes, ranged attacks, and dashes that let you weave in and out of danger, so timing and positioning are crucial. The game does not spell out everything, instead letting you piece together its lore through visuals, cryptic scenes, and the layout of the world itself, which gives exploration a unique sense of discovery. Upgrades to health, ammo, and abilities help you slowly turn from a fragile traveler into a capable fighter, but regular enemies and bosses stay dangerous enough to keep tension high. On PS5, the crisp resolution and stable performance enhance the already bold color palette and clean pixel animation, making Hyperlight Drifter a stylish and atmospheric pick for action fans. At number 6, Stardew Valley turns farming and small town life into an incredibly relaxing and surprisingly deep pixel art experience that feels great to play on PS5. You inherit a rundown farm and slowly transform it by planting crops, raising animals, mining, fishing, and crafting new buildings and machines that expand what you can do each in-game day. The nearby town is full of characters with their own schedules, events, and storylines, giving you social goals alongside your economic and crafting progress. As you play, you unlock new areas, festivals, and community projects, so the world keeps growing and offering fresh things to do, even dozens of hours in. The pixel art style is cozy and colorful, with seasonal changes and weather effects that make your farm feel alive throughout the year. Combined with smooth performance and the option to play in short or long sessions, Stardew Valley on PS5 is perfect for players who want a chill but richly layered game that rewards planning and creativity. At number 7, Dave the Diver mixes restaurant management, lighthearted storytelling, and underwater exploration into a charming pixel art package that works surprisingly well on PS5. By day, you dive into the blue hole, catching fish, discovering ruins, and gathering resources while managing oxygen and dealing with sea creatures and environmental hazards. By night, you use what you caught to run a sushi restaurant, choosing menus, serving customers, hiring staff, and upgrading the business to earn more money and unlock new features. The game balances chill diving segments with busier management nights, creating a satisfying loop where both halves feed into each other. Its pixel art is rich with detail, from expressive character animations to colorful sea life and flashy special dishes, giving the whole game a lively and comedic tone. With side quests, mini-games, and a story that ramps up into some unexpected directions, Dave the Diver offers a fun, content-packed experience that stands out among PS5 pixel art titles. At number 8, Animal Well delivers a dense, atmospheric puzzle platformer with a unique, almost abstract pixel art style that invites slow, careful exploration on PS5. You play as a small creature navigating a massive, interconnected labyrinth filled with strange animals, hidden passages, and environmental tricks that often bend your expectations. Instead of direct combat, the game focuses on using items and smart movement to solve puzzles, avoid threats, and uncover layered secrets that are often nested within each other. The level design is meticulous, rewarding players who pay attention to small visual details, sounds, and patterns that hint at something more beneath the surface. On PS5, the subtle lighting effects, detailed pixels, and clean resolution make the world feel both eerie and beautiful, enhancing the sense of discovery. It is the kind of game that encourages curiosity and experimentation, making Animal Well a standout choice for players who enjoy exploration-heavy experiences with tons of secrets. At number 9, Blasphemous 2 is a brutal, dark fantasy action platformer with rich pixel art and heavy religious imagery that pushes both combat and atmosphere hard on PS5. You return as the Penitent One, fighting your way through twisted landscapes filled with grotesque enemies, elaborate bosses, and haunting background details. The combat system feels smoother and more varied than the first game, giving you different weapons, special moves, and upgrades that let you fine-tune your playstyle, whether you prefer slower heavy hits or faster combos. Platforming and exploration matter just as much as fighting, with interconnected areas, shortcuts, and hidden rooms that reward skillful movement and careful observation. The art direction and animations are detailed and unsettling, supported by a powerful soundtrack that sells the oppressive mood. With strong performance and sharp visuals on PS5, Blasphemous 2 is an excellent pick for players who like challenging side-scrolling action wrapped in a unique and unsettling pixel art world. At number 10, Infernax brings old-school action platforming with a modern twist, leaning into a grim, gory pixel art style and choice-driven progression that plays well on PS5. You control a battle-hardened knight returning home to find his land overrun by demons and curses, and your decisions and key quests can lead to different story branches and endings. Combat is intentionally simple but satisfying, centered on melee swings, jumps, and later magical abilities, with enemies that hit hard enough to keep you cautious. Exploration encourages revisiting areas with new powers to unlock hidden routes, upgrades, and secret content, giving the game a light Metroidvania feel. The retro presentation leans into chunky sprites, heavy blood effects, and a moody color palette that enhances the feeling of a corrupted medieval world. With multiple paths, optional bosses, and a mix of difficulty options, Infernax offers a nostalgic but polished experience for players who enjoy classic-style action games with meaningful choices. At number 11, Owlboy is a narrative-driven platformer that combines flight, exploration, and light combat with beautifully detailed pixel art that still looks fantastic on PS5. You play as Otis, a mute owlboy who can fly freely around large vertical areas, carrying different companions that each bring unique abilities to puzzles and battles. The game emphasizes exploration and storytelling over raw difficulty, letting you soak in the world's floating islands, cozy towns, and mysterious ruins at a comfortable pace. Combat is built around positioning and the abilities of your allies, so swapping characters and using the right tool for each situation keeps encounters engaging without overwhelming you. The art direction is one of its strongest points, with expressive character sprites, layered backgrounds, and smooth animations that make every new area feel handcrafted. Combined with heartfelt writing and memorable set pieces, Owlboy stands out as a touching, visually impressive pixel art adventure on PS5. At number 12, Vampire Survivors brings incredibly addictive, horde-based auto-attacking gameplay wrapped in simple but effective pixel art that runs extremely well on PS5. You choose a character with a starting weapon and then survive as long as possible against ever-growing waves of monsters, collecting experience gems to level up and pick new weapons or passive upgrades. The challenge and fun come from build crafting during the run, combining weapons and passives into powerful evolutions that can cover the screen in projectiles or area attacks. Each stage has its own enemy patterns, hazards, and secrets, encouraging repeat runs to unlock new characters, relics, and permanent upgrades back at the menu. While the visuals are intentionally basic, the sheer chaos of late-game screens filled with effects and enemies has a charm of its own, especially at smooth frame rates. The quick runs, constant unlocks, and satisfying power curve make Vampire Survivors a perfect pick-up-and-play pixel-style game for PS5 owners who enjoy simple mechanics with huge replay value. Number 1 introduces Cocoon, a mesmerizing puzzle adventure from the mind behind Limbo and Inside that pushes creative boundaries in remarkable ways. This indie gem places you in control of a mysterious insect navigating between layered worlds, each contained within orbs you can carry on your back. The core mechanic revolves around entering and exiting these spheres, using them as tools to solve increasingly complex environmental puzzles. What makes Cocoon special is how it teaches through experimentation rather than tutorials, trusting players to understand its logic naturally. The art direction is stunning, with alien landscapes rendered in vivid colors and intricate details. Each world has distinct visual themes and puzzle mechanics that build upon previous concepts. Boss encounters are creative, pattern recognition challenges that feel fair yet demanding. The game respects your time with a focused 3 to 4 hour runtime that never overstays its welcome. Number 2 brings Sea of Stars, a love letter to classic turn-based RPGs that modernizes the formula while honoring its roots. Developed by Sabotage Studio, this adventure follows 2 children of the solstice who can wield sun and moon magic to combat an alchemist threatening their world. The combat system adds timing-based mechanics where well-timed button presses increase damage or reduce incoming attacks, keeping battles engaging throughout. Character progression feels meaningful with skill trees that allow customization while maintaining balanced difficulty. But pixel art is absolutely gorgeous, with detailed animations and lighting effects that bring environments to life. Exploration rewards curiosity with hidden treasures and optional challenges scattered across the world. The soundtrack features compositions from Yasunori Mitsuda, creating memorable melodies. Side activities like fishing and cooking provide relaxing breaks between story beats. Number 3 features Blasphemous 2, the brutal sequel that expands upon the dark religious horror of the original with refined combat and sprawling interconnected world design. This Metroidvania throws you into the role of the penitent one once again, exploring a nightmarish land filled with grotesque enemies and punishing platforming challenges. The combat system introduces 3 different weapons that can be switched on the fly, each offering unique movesets and combos to master. Boss fights are memorable spectacles that test your reflexes and pattern recognition while delivering disturbing imagery. The pixel art maintains the franchise signature style with detailed sprite work and horrific creature designs. Exploration is deeply rewarding with secrets hidden behind destructible walls and challenging optional areas. The world design loops back on itself brilliantly with shortcuts connecting distant regions. Platforming sections demand precision without feeling unfair. Number 4 presents Dredge, a unique fishing adventure that blends relaxing gameplay with cosmic horror elements in surprising ways. You captain a small fishing boat around mysterious archipelagos, catching various sea creatures to sell while uncovering dark secrets lurking beneath the waves. The day-night cycle creates tension as dangerous aberrations appear after sunset, forcing strategic decisions about when to return to port. The fishing mechanics are simple yet satisfying, with different equipment needed for various species and depths. As you earn money, upgrading your boat with better engines, fishing rods, and storage space becomes essential for accessing new areas. The story unfolds through conversations with island inhabitants and disturbing discoveries pulled from the deep. The atmosphere is masterfully crafted with an oppressive sense of dread, building as you venture further from safety into fog-shrouded waters. Number 5 showcases Venba, a heartfelt narrative adventure about Indian mother cooking traditional recipes while navigating immigration and family relationships. This touching game spans decades following a family adjusting to life in Canada during the 1980s, told through cooking segments and story vignettes. The cooking gameplay involves preparing authentic South Indian dishes with simple mechanics that capture the essence of each recipe. Between cooking sections, you witness the family dynamics evolve as their son grows up caught between 2 cultures. The hand-drawn art style is warm and inviting, with detailed character expressions conveying emotion effectively. The game handles themes of cultural identity, generational gaps, and preservation of heritage with sensitivity and authenticity. The soundtrack features traditional Indian music that enhances the nostalgic atmosphere. Despite its short runtime of around 2 hours, Venba delivers an emotionally resonant experience. Number 6 delivers Chia, a vibrant open-world adventure set in a tropical archipelago inspired by New Caledonia that celebrates Pacific Island culture. You play as the titular character searching for her kidnapped father while possessing the unique ability to soul jump into any animal or object. This possession mechanic is the game's core feature, allowing creative solutions to traversal and puzzle challenges by becoming birds for flight, fish for swimming, or even explosive barrels. The world is beautifully realized with lush forests, pristine beaches, and colorful villages to explore at your own pace. Side activities include rhythm-based music sessions using traditional instruments and cloth customization. The climbing mechanics feel smooth and responsive, making traversal enjoyable. The story incorporates folklore and mythology authentically while maintaining an uplifting tone. Photo mode captures stunning vistas perfectly. Number 7 brings Goodbye Volcano High, a narrative-driven adventure about anthropomorphic dinosaur teenagers facing the end of the world during their final year of high school. This cinematic experience focuses on relationships, self-discovery, and making the most of limited time as a mysterious extinction event approaches. The gameplay involves dialogue choices that shape relationships and rhythm game segments during band practice sessions. The hand-drawn animation style is expressive, with characters displaying genuine emotions through detailed facial animations and body language. Voice acting performances are strong across the board, bringing depth to each character personality. The story tackles mature themes, including identity, anxiety about the future, and finding meaning when facing inevitable doom. Musical sequences are highlights, with original songs that progress the narrative. Multiple playthroughs reveal different perspectives and outcomes based on your choices throughout. Number 8 features Planet of Lana, a cinematic puzzle platformer that tells a wordless story of a young girl and her alien companion on a quest to save her sister. The game draws clear inspiration from Inside and Limbo, but establishes its own identity through gorgeous painted visuals and unique puzzle mechanics. Your animal companion Mui plays a crucial role in solving environmental challenges, responding to commands, and reaching areas you can't access alone. The puzzles cleverly build on teaching you and Mui to work together in increasingly complex scenarios. Stealth sections require careful timing to avoid robotic enemies patrolling the landscape. The art direction is breathtaking, with each frame looking like a hand-painted masterpiece with vibrant colors and detailed backgrounds. The story unfolds visually without dialogue, relying on animation and environmental storytelling to convey emotion and plot developments effectively. Number 9 introduces Descent, a meditative climbing adventure about ascending a massive dried tower in a world where the ocean has vanished. This unique experience from the Don't Nod team focuses entirely on the act of climbing, using a stamina-based system where each hand placement matters. The right trigger controls your right hand, while the left trigger controls your left hand, creating an intimate connection with the act of scaling vertical surfaces. Along the way, you discover remnants of a lost civilization through environmental storytelling and collectible shell recordings. Your companion is a small water creature that helps solve puzzles and brings life to withered plants. The climbing mechanics are meditative rather than stressful, encouraging careful planning of routes upward. The sense of scale is impressive as you look down from dizzying heights. Weather effects and lighting changes create atmosphere as you ascend through different biomes, from caverns to exposed cliff faces. Number 10 presents Viewfinder, an innovative first-person puzzle game where you manipulate reality by taking photographs and placing them into the world. This mind-bending concept allowed you to photograph any scene, then position that image in three-dimensional space where it becomes solid reality you can walk into. The puzzle starts simple with basic object placement, but quickly evolve into complex challenges requiring creative thinking about perspective and spatial relationships. The game introduces new camera types with different properties, like instant development, seasonal changes, or size manipulation. Each new mechanic is explored thoroughly before combining multiple concepts for advanced puzzles. The story involves recovering lost memories in a simulation while uncovering what happened to the research team. The visual style is clean and colorful, making it easy to understand puzzle elements. The game respects player intelligence by allowing experimentation without heavy-handed guidance. Number 11 showcases Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals, the supernatural mystery sequel that returns to Edwards Island 5 years after the original with a new protagonist and expanded mechanics. You play as Riley returning to her hometown to investigate strange radio transmissions while confronting personal demons and encountering otherworldly phenomena. The dialogue system remains real-time, with choices affecting relationships and outcomes, but conversations feel more natural with characters talking over each other realistically. The radio tuning mechanic returns enhanced with new frequencies to discover and puzzles to solve using electromagnetic signals. The hand-drawn art style maintains the signature look while showing the passage of time through environmental changes on the island. Multiple endings encourage replaying to see how different choices impact the story and character fates. The atmosphere balances eerie supernatural moments with genuine character development and emotional storytelling about moving forward in life. Number 12 rounds out the list with Chants of Sennaar, a unique puzzle adventure about deciphering ancient languages to ascend a tower divided by cultures that no longer communicate. This innovative game tasks you with learning 5 distinct fictional languages by observing context clues, noting patterns, and testing hypotheses in your journal. Each floor of the tower houses a different civilization with unique architecture, beliefs, and writing systems to decode. The puzzles revolve around translation challenges where understanding the language is essential to progress, creating genuinely rewarding eureka moments. The art style uses bold colors and geometric shapes to distinguish each cultural level visually. As you learn languages, previously incomprehensible signs and conversations become clear, fundamentally changing how you perceive earlier areas. The game respects player intelligence by never providing direct answers, trusting you to make logical connections. Stealth and social puzzles complement the linguistic challenges perfectly. Number 1 kicks off with Fortnite, the global phenomenon that continues dominating the Battle Royale scene with constant updates and creative content. Epic Games maintains this free-to-play shooter with seasonal content that completely transforms the map, introduces new mechanics, and collaborates with major entertainment franchises. The building mechanic sets it apart from competitors, allowing players to construct defensive structures and gain tactical advantages during firefights. Combat feels responsive with a variety of weapons from assault rifles to exotic items that change each season. The Zero Build mode caters to players who prefer traditional shooter gameplay without construction elements. Creative mode lets players design custom maps and game modes, providing endless variety beyond the main Battle Royale. Cross-platform play ensures you can squad up with friends regardless of their system. The art style remains vibrant and accessible, while the skill ceiling rewards dedicated players who master editing and building techniques. Number 2 features Apex Legends Respawn Entertainment fast-paced battle royale that emphasizes team coordination and hero-based abilities. Each legend brings unique tactical and ultimate abilities that encourage diverse team compositions and strategic planning. The ping system is revolutionary, allowing seamless communication without voice chat by marking enemies, loot, and locations with simple button presses. Movement mechanics feel incredibly smooth, with sliding, climbing, and zip lines creating dynamic traversal options. The gunplay is tight and satisfying, drawing from Respawn expertise with the Titanfall series. Maps are thoughtfully designed with verticality and rotational options that prevent matches from feeling stale. Regular content updates introduce new legends, weapons, and limited time modes, keeping the experience fresh. The ranked mode provides competitive structure for players seeking serious matches. Cosmetics are purely optional, ensuring the free experience never feels restrictive or pay to win. Number 3 brings Call of Duty Warzone, the massive battle royale set in the Call of Duty universe with authentic military shooter mechanics. This free-to-play title drops 150 players into expansive maps where tactical positioning and loadout management determine survival. The Gulag system gives eliminated players a second chance through one-on-one fights, adding tension and extending playtime. Loadout drops allow you to call in custom weapon configurations, rewarding players who invest time in progression systems. The gunplay maintains Call of Duty's signature feel with realistic weapon handling and satisfying feedback. Vehicles provide fast rotation options across the large map while creating risky noise that attracts attention. Regular integration with premium Call of Duty releases keeps content flowing with new weapons and operators. The game modes vary between standard battle royale, plunder focused on cash collection, and limited time variations. Performance on PS5 is excellent with high frame rates and quick loading times. Number 4 showcases Genshin Impact, the stunning open-world action RPG that brings gacha mechanics to console with impressive production values. MiHoYo crafted a massive fantasy world inspired by various real-world cultures, each region featuring distinct aesthetics and environmental puzzles. The combat system combines elemental reactions where mixing fire, ice, electric, and other elements creates powerful combo effects. You build a team of 4 characters who can be swapped instantly during combat for strategic advantages. Exploration is genuinely rewarding, with hidden chests, world puzzles, and breathtaking vistas encouraging thorough investigation. The gacha system for acquiring new characters is generous enough for free players to build strong teams without spending money. Regular updates add entirely new regions, story chapters, and characters, maintaining long-term engagement. The anime art style looks beautiful on PS5 with smooth performance and detailed character models. Voice acting is available in multiple languages with quality performances across the board. Number 5 presents Rocket League, the addictive fusion of soccer and rocket-powered cars that created its own esports phenomenon. Psyonix perfected this simple concept where teams of players drive vehicles to hit a giant ball into goals, creating surprisingly deep competitive gameplay. The physics-based ball movement and car handling create a skill ceiling that rewards thousands of hours of practice. Aerial maneuvers, wall rides, and precise dribbling separate casual players from competitive masters. Matches are quick at 5 minutes, making it perfect for short gaming sessions or extended tournaments. The progression system unlocks cosmetic items including car bodies, decals, and goal explosions without affecting gameplay balance. Cross-platform matchmaking ensures healthy player populations and competitive matches at all skill levels. Training modes and custom workshops help players improve specific mechanics. The competitive ranked system provides clear progression paths from bronze to grand champion ranks. Number 6 delivers Fall Guys, the chaotic multiplayer party game where Jelly Bean characters compete through obstacle courses and team challenges. Mediatonic designed this family-friendly battle royale around physics-based chaos rather than combat, creating accessible fun for all ages. Each round eliminates players until one winner remains from the original 60 participants. Soccer matches, tail tag, and cooperative challenges that depend on stranger coordination. The costume system offers endless customization, with licensed crossovers from major entertainment properties. Seasons introduce new courses and themes, keeping the rotation fresh. The lack of combat makes it welcoming for players who avoid shooter games. Performance is smooth with minimal loading between rounds, maintaining the frantic pace throughout shows. Number 7 features Destiny 2 Bungie looter shooter MMO that combines satisfying gunplay with RPG progression and raid content. This sci-fi adventure lets you choose between 3 classes with distinct abilities and playstyles, from agile hunters to tank-like titans. The shooting mechanics feel exceptional, with each weapon type offering unique feedback and handling characteristics. Strikes are cooperative missions designed for 3-player teams featuring challenging enemy encounters and boss fights. The seasonal model provides regular content updates with new activities, story missions, and exotic weapons to chase. Raids represent the pinnacle endgame content requiring 6-player coordination and mechanical execution. PvP modes offer competitive outlets in the Crucible with various game types. The free-to-play version includes substantial content from the base campaign through seasonal activities. Character customization through armor mods and builds allows diverse approaches to content. Number 8 brings Overwatch 2, Blizzard hero shooter sequel that maintains the original team-based formula while shifting to a free-to-play model. The roster features over 35 heroes across tank, damage, and support roles, each with unique abilities and ultimate powers. Team composition matters significantly as countering enemy picks and synergizing with allies determines match outcomes. The 5 vs 5 format creates faster-paced matches compared to the original 6 vs 6 structure. Maps are beautifully designed, representing locations worldwide, from futuristic cities to historical landmarks. The push game mode adds fresh objective variety alongside classic payload and control point battles. Seasonal updates introduce new heroes, maps, and balance changes, maintaining competitive integrity. The role queue system ensures balanced team compositions, reducing frustrating matches. Cosmetics are earned through battle pass progression or direct purchase without affecting gameplay. Crossplay and cross-progression work seamlessly across platforms. Number 9 showcases Warframe, Digital Extreme's long-running cooperative shooter that combines ninja movement with sci-fi weapons and abilities. You control a Warframe, essentially a powered exosuit with unique abilities, from stealth invisibility to devastating elemental attacks. The movement system is exhilarating with bullet jumps, wall runs, and slides, creating fluid traversal through levels. Missions vary from assassination targets to defense objectives across procedurally generated tile sets. The mod system allows deep customization of weapons and frames, creating builds optimized for specific content. Grinding for resources and parts is core to progression, with new frames and weapons requiring time investment to craft. The story quests are surprisingly engaging, with cinematic presentations and meaningful character development. Regular updates add new frames, weapons, and open-world zones, expanding the already massive content library. The community is generally helpful toward new players navigating complex systems. Number 10 presents Honkai Star Rail, MiHoYo's turn-based RPG that applies their gacha game expertise to a strategic combat system. This space fantasy adventure follows the Astral Express crew traveling between worlds, solving conflicts and uncovering mysteries. The turn-based combat requires careful team building and understanding of character kits to maximize damage and survivability. Each character has unique abilities, ultimate powers, and passive talents that synergize in different team compositions. The story is surprisingly well written with memorable characters and dramatic plot developments across multiple planets. Exploration rewards thorough investigation with hidden chests and environmental puzzles scattered throughout detailed hub areas. The gacha system for acquiring characters is similar to Genshin Impact, with guaranteed pity systems protecting against bad luck. Production values are exceptional, with fully voiced dialogue, anime-style cutscenes, and polished animations. Regular updates add new story chapters and characters, maintaining player engagement. The strategic depth appeals to RPG fans seeking more thoughtful combat than action games offer. Number 11 features Brawlhalla, the platform fighter that brings Super Smash Bros. Style gameplay completely free without barriers. Blue Mammoth Games created an accessible fighting game with simple controls that gradually reveal mechanical depth through practice. The roster rotates free characters weekly while allowing permanent unlocks through earned currency or purchase. Each legend has 2 weapon types, affecting their moveset and playstyle, from hammers and spears to blasters and scythes. The combat focuses on edge-guarding and gimping opponents rather than building percentage like Smash Bros. Online ranked mode provides competitive structure with seasonal rewards and visible rank progression. Local and online multiplayer supports up to 8 players in chaotic free-for-all matches. Custom game modes and experimental queues test new features before official implementation. Cross-platform play ensures matches are found quickly across all skill levels. The pixel art style is charming and performance remains smooth even during hectic 8-player battles. Number 12 rounds out the list with Enlisted, Darkflow Software World War II tactical shooter that emphasizes squad-based combat and historical authenticity. This unique free-to-play game lets you control an entire infantry squad, switching between soldiers as needed during battles. The campaigns cover different theaters from Normandy to Stalingrad, with authentic weapons and vehicles from each front. Combat is more realistic than arcade shooters, with limited health, bullet drop, and one-shot kill potential, creating tense firefights. The squad AI follows your commands and can be positioned strategically, though their effectiveness varies. Building fortifications and manning stationary weapons adds tactical depth beyond pure shooting. Vehicles, including tanks and aircraft, can be controlled, offering combined arms warfare when used effectively. The progression system unlocks new squads, weapons, and equipment through campaign-specific leveling. Matches support large player counts, creating epic battle scenarios with dozens of AI soldiers filling the ranks. The monetization focuses on accelerating progression rather than power advantages. At number 1, Digimon Storytime Stranger throws you straight into a full-scale JRPG built for modern hardware with a slick, anime-style presentation and a big focus on story-driven monster taming across time. You play as an Adamus agent jumping between timelines, recruiting and training a huge roster of Digimon while uncovering the mystery behind a collapsing world. Combat is turn-based and leans on classic type and element matchups, but it adds depth through team building, signature moves, and flexible skill setups that let you shape each partner's role. Quality of life options like faster battle speeds, streamlined evolution systems, and helpful field tools make grinding less of a chore and keep progression snappy on PS5. The digital world areas feel more alive than previous entries, with better animations, stronger voice work, and side content that feeds back into character growth. For fans and newcomers, it plays like a confident next-gen Digimon RPG that finally matches the potential of the series. At number 2, Digimon Survive offers a darker, more narrative-heavy take that blends visual novel storytelling with grid-based tactical battles, making it very different from a typical creature-collecting RPG. Most of your time goes into reading character-driven scenes, making choices that affect relationships, karma, and even which Digimon evolutions you can unlock later in the story. When battles do happen, they play out on isometric maps where positioning, range, and SP management all matter, especially when deciding when to evolve mid-fight for a temporary power spike. The risk-reward of burning through your resources to stay in stronger forms creates tension, since dropping back to base form at the wrong time can cost a unit or even the whole encounter. It is slower and more text-heavy than other entries, but if you want an emotional, choice-driven Digimon game with strategy elements instead of pure grinding, Survive stands out as a unique experience on PS5. At number 3, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth delivers a stylish JRPG that leans into detective work and cyberspace exploration, feeling like a mix of monster collecting and sci-fi mystery. You step into a virtual network called Eden, get tangled in a digital incident, and end up working alongside a private detective, solving cases that move you between real-world hubs and dungeon-like network spaces. The real hook is team building. You capture, raise, and constantly evolve your Digimon, shifting forms freely as long as you meet stat requirements, which encourages experimenting with different lineups. Battles use classic turn-based mechanics, but are kept engaging with varied skills, status effects, and party synergies. And the progression loop of scanning, hatching, and training new Digimon can be very addictive. While some quests boil down to running around and talking, the overall package combines strong customization, memorable creatures, and a surprisingly involved story that still holds up well on PS5 through backward compatibility. At number 4, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory shifts the perspective to the underground side of Eden, giving you a new protagonist, new cases, and a more street-level view of the same digital world. The structure is similar to the first Cyber Sleuth, but this time the focus is on hacker teams, turf wars, and personal drama inside a network that feels even more alive and dangerous. You still build parties of 3 active Digimon with reserves, juggling memory limits, evolutions, and skill coverage, but the expanded roster and balance tweaks make team crafting even more flexible. Dungeon design and quest flow are a bit more refined, and if you play it after the original, the way stories overlap and recontextualize events is especially satisfying. On PS5 via backward compatibility, Hacker's Memory is a great follow-up that deepens the Cyber Sleuth formula instead of just repeating it, making it a must-play if you enjoyed the first game's style and systems. At number 5, Digimon World Next Order goes back to the classic virtual pet roots, putting you in charge of raising 2 partner Digimon while rebuilding a hub city in a sprawling open-world digital world. You manage hunger, fatigue, training, bathroom breaks, discipline, and bonds, all of which influence how your partners digivolve and how long they live before being reborn. Battles are semi-automatic, with your Digimon acting on their own while you issue commands, trigger special moves, and manage items, turning fights into a mix of preparation and real-time decision-making. The game can be grindy and punishing, with sharp difficulty spikes and a lot of time spent at the gym, but that also makes every strong evolution and every new recruit for the city feel earned. For players who enjoy deep raising systems and don't mind a learning curve, Next Order offers one of the most authentic-feeling digital world adventures available on modern hardware. At number 6, Digimon World Redigitize modernizes the original world formula with cleaner visuals and a more anime-style presentation while keeping the core loop of raising one partner and exploring File City and its surroundings. You are pulled into the digital world and tasked with stabilizing things by recruiting Digimon, solving small quests, and steadily restoring functionality to important locations. Training, feeding, disciplining, and caring for your partner still directly shape its growth path, and knowing when to push harder or let it rest becomes key to surviving harder areas and bosses. Combat uses AI-driven partners with simple commands and powerful signature attacks, rewarding players who understand move properties and timing. While accessing it on modern platforms can be tricky, Redigitize is often praised for striking a better balance between nostalgia and playability than the earliest entries, making it a fan favorite among world-style games. At number 7, Digimon World DS brings the monster-raising formula to a handheld format, focusing on dungeon exploration and a farm system that lets you develop a broad roster over time. You build teams of Digimon to delve into randomly generated dungeons, gathering scan data, items, and experience while working towards story objectives in new areas. Between runs, the Digifarm lets you place partners in different islands, boosting their stats, unlocking evolutions, and running small training or item gathering routines even when they are not in your active party. Combat is turn-based with a grid element, and managing positions, ranges, and support skills can matter a lot more than in some other portable RPGs. It may not look as flashy as modern titles, but as a system-focused Digimon game, World DS laid the groundwork for later story-driven entries and still holds up for players who enjoy building optimized squads. At number 8, Digimon World Dawn leans into version exclusivity and team building, presenting a story focused on a sunrise-themed server and giving you different starter options and encounter pools than its sister title. The main loop still revolves around exploring dungeons, collecting data, and evolving your partners, but Dawn emphasizes offensive, light-aligned, and speed-focused Digimon more strongly. Multiplayer and trading features were a big part of its appeal, encouraging players to connect with Dusk owners to complete their collections and gain access to certain evolutions. Structurally, it feels familiar if you have played other DS-era Digimon RPGs, yet the exclusive quests, Digimon, and slightly different tone give it enough identity to justify a playthrough on its own. For collectors and min-maxers, Dawn is a satisfying, grind-friendly entry that rewards long-term planning and synergy. At number 9, Digimon World Dusk mirrors Dawn, but flips the theme to a darker, night-oriented server with its own exclusive Digimon, quests, and aesthetic. Here, the focus shifts toward virus types, darker designs, and more defensive or status-oriented options, changing how you approach team composition and battles. Just like Dawn, you explore dungeons, gather scan data, and rely on the Digifarm to raise and evolve a wide roster, but the encounter tables and evolution paths push you toward different strategies. The interplay between Dawn and Dusk, plus the emphasis on trading and co-op features, made them a strong pair for fans who wanted both competitive and cooperative experiences. Even today, Dusk stands out for players who prefer edgier designs and a slightly more challenging lineup of enemies to overcome. At number 10, Digimon Digital Card Battle turns the franchise into a pure card game, letting you build decks around your favorite partners and support cards instead of controlling them directly in traditional battles. Matches revolve around evolving a partner card through stages while balancing offense, defense, and resource management, forcing you to think several turns ahead. The campaign structure sends you across different arenas to challenge themed decks and characters, slowly unlocking new cards and strategies as you progress. It feels simpler than some modern digital TCGs, but the charm of seeing classic Digimon represented in card form and the satisfaction of building a synergistic deck have kept it beloved among fans who grew up with it. For players interested in a slower, more strategic spin on Digimon battles, Digital Card Battle remains an interesting side entry in the series. At number 11, Digimon Story Lost Evolution continues the story-focused handheld line with a new cast and mystery centered on missing Digimon and time anomalies. You travel between different eras and locations, battling and recruiting creatures while uncovering who is behind the disturbances affecting the digital world. The battle system sticks to the familiar turn-based format, but adds new skills and evolutions, and the breadth of the roster lets you chase many fan-favorite lines if you are willing to grind. Although it remained Japan only, it has a strong reputation among dedicated fans thanks to its story, pacing, and the feeling that it refines many ideas from earlier story titles. For those who manage to access it, Lost Evolution is often recommended as one of the more polished classic-era Digimon RPGs. At number 12, Digimon World 3 shifts away from pet raising and embraces a more traditional JRPG structure, placing you in an MMO-inspired setting called Digimon Online. You pick an initial team, then explore towns, fields, dungeons, and servers while leveling your Digimon, learning new techniques, and gradually unlocking powerful evolutions. The combat is slower and grindier than many modern players expect, with frequent random encounters, but it also delivers a satisfying sense of progression as your team grows from fragile rookies into heavy hitters. Visually, the overworld still has charm, and the soundtrack and atmosphere give it a cozy, classic RPG feel that many fans remember fondly despite its flaws. For those willing to accept some dated design, World 3 remains a nostalgic, content-rich adventure that helped define Digimon RPGs for a whole generation. Number 1 brings us Gran Turismo 7, the pinnacle of realistic racing simulation that showcases everything the PS5 hardware can deliver. This legendary franchise returns with over 400 meticulously detailed cars from manufacturers around the world, each modeled with obsessive accuracy down to the interior stitching and engine sounds. The career mode takes you through automotive history with the GT Cafe menus, combining racing challenges with educational content about iconic vehicles and their cultural significance. Dynamic weather and time of day cycles affect track conditions realistically, forcing you to adapt driving strategies as rain makes surfaces slippery or night racing reduces visibility. The physics engine delivers authentic handling characteristics where each car feels distinctly different based on weight distribution, drivetrain layout, and tire compounds. Photo mode is exceptional, allowing you to capture stunning images of your collection in beautifully rendered locations. Online sport mode offers competitive racing with strict sportsmanship ratings, while custom lobbies let you create specific race conditions with friends. The game receives regular updates adding new cars, tracks, and events, keeping the content fresh. Number 2 takes us to F1 24, the official Formula One racing game that puts you in the cockpit of the fastest cars in motorsport. Experience the complete season with all authentic circuits, teams, drivers, and regulations from the championship. Career mode lets you build your racing legacy across multiple seasons, making strategic decisions about contract negotiations, team development priorities, and sponsorship deals that impact your journey to the championship. The handling model strikes an excellent balance between accessibility and simulation depth, offering assists for newcomers while providing the precision that hardcore sim racers demand. Breaking Point Story Mode returns with a dramatic narrative, following fictional drivers navigating the politics and pressure of Formula One racing. Online multiplayer supports full-grid races with various matchmaking options, ensuring competitive racing regardless of skill level. The presentation captures the broadcast quality of real races, with dynamic weather affecting strategy, tire management becoming crucial over race distance, and damage modeling that punishes aggressive driving. Number 3 showcases EA Sports WRC, the definitive rally racing experience that captures the brutal challenge of off-road motorsport. This officially licensed World Rally Championship game features all the teams, drivers, and iconic stages from the real championship, alongside historic rally cars spanning decades of the sport. The handling model emphasizes the unique demands of rally driving, where you navigate treacherous roads at maximum speed using pace notes called by your co-driver. Surface variety dramatically changes how cars behave, from gravel that shifts under your tires to tarmac sections requiring completely different approaches, and snow or mud that tests car control limits. Career Mode Builder lets you create a custom team, hiring staff members who provide performance bonuses, managing budgets, and developing your car through the season. The stage design is exceptional, with routes that flow naturally through forests, mountains, and coastal roads that feel authentically dangerous. Damage modeling affects car performance realistically, forcing careful risk assessment on longer stages. Number 4 delivers the Crew Motorfest, an open-world racing festival set on the stunning Hawaiian island of Oahu. This automotive playground combines various racing disciplines from street racing and off-road rallying to aerobatic plane challenges and powerboat competitions, all within a seamless map. The playlist system structures content into themed events celebrating different car cultures, like Japanese tuners, American muscle, vintage classics, and modern hypercars, each with unique progression and rewards. Handling strikes an arcade sim balance that feels satisfying without requiring simulator expertise, letting you enjoy the driving experience whether tackling technical mountain roads or blasting across beaches. The social aspects encourage exploration with other players visible throughout the world, making spontaneous races and photo opportunities feel organic. Vehicle customization is extensive, with visual modifications and performance upgrades that genuinely affect how cars handle. Graphics take full advantage of PS5 hardware with gorgeous tropical environments, dynamic lighting during sunrise and sunset drives, and smooth performance even during chaotic multiplayer events. The live service model provides regular content updates with new vehicles and playlists. Number 5 presents Need for Speed Unbound, a street racing experience that injects fresh visual style into the franchise through cel-shaded effects and artistic flair. Set in the fictional Lakeshore City, you build your reputation through illegal street races, evading police pursuits, and customizing your ride with extensive visual modifications. The art style incorporates animated effects like graffiti tags, speed lines, and character expressions that give races unique personality without compromising the underlying realism of the car models. Police chases return with intensity as cops aggressively pursue racers using pursuit tactics, roadblocks, and helicopter support that makes escaping feel genuinely challenging. The risk-reward economy forces strategic decisions about when to bank your winnings or risk everything in higher-stakes events, with getting busted by police costing you significant progress. Multiplayer introduces Lakeshore Online, where players compete in various events throughout the city with seasonal content adding fresh challenges. Car List focuses on modern performance vehicles and tuner favorites with deep customization options for both aesthetics and performance tuning. Soundtrack features contemporary hip-hop and electronic music that matches the urban racing atmosphere perfectly. Number 6 offers Dirt 5, an off-road racing celebration that emphasizes fun and accessibility over hardcore simulation. The career mode playthrough features voice acting from Troy Baker and Nolan North as rival racers, adding personality to the championship progression across various disciplines. Race locations span the globe, from Norwegian ice tracks to Chinese stadium events, Arizona canyons to Brazilian rainforests, each offering distinct visual identities and handling challenges. Dynamic weather systems create dramatic moments as conditions shift mid-race, transforming dry tracks into muddy challenges that require quick adaptation. The arcade handling model prioritizes enjoyment with responsive controls that let you power slide through corners and maintain momentum without punishing mistakes too severely. Split-screen multiplayer supports up to 4 players locally, a rarity in modern racing games that makes it perfect for couch competition. The Playgrounds mode provides robust track creation tools, letting you design custom courses with jumps, obstacles, and unique layouts to share with the community or enjoy privately. Number 7 brings Wreckfest, a demolition derby racing game that celebrates vehicular carnage through impressive soft body physics. Every collision deforms metal realistically, with doors flying off, bumpers crumpling, and engines smoking as damage accumulates throughout races. The racing combines traditional circuit events with destruction derbies, where the goal is simply outlasting opponents through strategic ramming and defensive driving. Vehicle variety ranges from nimble compact cars to massive school buses and lawn mowers, each offering completely different strategies for both racing and destruction events. Career mode progresses through increasingly challenging championships, with prize money used to purchase new vehicles and upgrade components that improve performance and durability. The physics engine makes every crash feel impactful, with satisfying weight transfer, momentum carrying through impacts, and debris scattering across tracks, creating additional hazards. Online multiplayer supports custom servers with various rule sets, from clean racing to full contact carnage depending on your preference. Despite the destruction focus, there is genuine racing depth, with proper driving lines and cornering techniques rewarded when competitors are not actively trying to wreck you. Number 8 showcases Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, an arcade racer that captures the toy car fantasy through creative track design and accessible gameplay. Race iconic Hot Wheels vehicles across tracks built from orange plastic sections, loops, boosters, and jumps that recreate the childhood experience of building elaborate courses. The track environments span various locations, from skate parks to dinosaur museums, arcades to camping grounds, with each setting offering unique visual themes and obstacle placements. Handling is simplified but satisfying, with emphasis on maintaining speed through proper racing lines, using boosts strategically, and avoiding track hazards that can reset your position. Vehicle customization lets you modify both performance and appearance with unlockable skins, while the extensive car roster includes licensed real vehicles alongside original Hot Wheels designs. The track editor provides intuitive tools for creating custom courses, with sharing capabilities letting you experience community creations, dramatically extending content beyond developer-made tracks. Split-screen local multiplayer makes it ideal for family gaming sessions with difficulty that accommodates various skill levels. Number 9 presents MotoGP 24, the official motorcycle racing simulation that captures the speed and danger of two-wheeled competition. Experience the complete championship with all riders, teams, and circuits from the season, alongside historic content featuring legendary bikes and racers. The physics model emphasizes the unique challenges of motorcycle racing, where weight transfer, body positioning, and throttle control determine success or devastating crashes. Career mode lets you start from junior classes working up to MotoGP while managing team relationships, developing your bike, and making strategic choices about riding style and setup preferences. The neural AI system creates realistic competitor behavior, with riders making mistakes under pressure, defending positions aggressively, and capitalizing on your errors. Multiplayer supports full grid races with matchmaking systems ensuring fair competition, while dedicated servers provide stable online experiences. Graphics showcase the speed beautifully, with sense of velocity emphasized through camera work and environmental detail as scenery blurs past at racing speeds. Weather conditions affect tire choice and riding strategies, making race day decisions crucial. Number 10 delivers Assetto Corsa Competizione, the ultimate GT racing simulation focused entirely on the Blancpain GT series. This laser-focused approach means every circuit and car is recreated with obsessive accuracy, prioritizing authenticity over content quantity. The physics engine represents the current benchmark for realistic tire behavior, aerodynamic effects, and mechanical grip that demands precision driving without assists. GT3 and GT4 race cars require understanding vehicle setup, with adjustments to suspension geometry, brake bias, aerodynamic balance, and tire pressures dramatically affecting performance. Career Mode simulates a full racing season with practice sessions, qualifying, and endurance races where consistency and racecraft matter as much as raw speed. Dynamic weather and track conditions evolve realistically, with temperature changes affecting grip levels and rain requiring completely different driving approaches. Online rating system promotes clean racing by penalizing contact and off-track excursions, creating a respectful, competitive environment. The presentation emphasizes immersion with minimal HUD elements and authentic team radio communications, enhancing the professional racing atmosphere throughout every session. Number 11 brings us Art of Rally, a minimalist top-down racing game that celebrates rally history through beautiful low-poly art direction. Journey through rally evolution, racing iconic vehicles from the 60s through the 90s across scenic locations inspired by real rally destinations like Finland, Norway, Japan, and Kenya. The simplified perspective and controls create accessible gameplay while maintaining depth through realistic physics that punish aggressive inputs and reward smooth driving. Each car handles distinctly based on drivetrain layout and era-specific characteristics, from tail-happy rear-wheel drive classics to grip-focused all-wheel drive Group B monsters. The zen-like atmosphere emphasized by chill electronic soundtrack and gorgeous visual design creates a relaxing racing experience focused on flow state rather than aggressive competition. Free roam mode lets you explore the beautiful environments at your own pace, discovering hidden collectibles and photo opportunities throughout the landscapes. Daily and weekly challenges provide structured goals, while leaderboards add competitive elements for players seeking that motivation. The game respects your time with quick restarts and no punishing progression systems. Number 12 concludes with Grid Legends, a racing game that balances simulation handling with arcade accessibility through its diverse motorsport content. The Driven to Glory story mode features live-action cutscenes with professional actors, including Nakuti Gatwa, creating a dramatic narrative about an underdog team fighting for championship glory. Race variety spans touring cars, open-wheel formula racing, stadium trucks, and GT vehicles across circuits worldwide, ensuring gameplay never feels repetitive. The Nemesis system adds personality to AI opponents who remember your on-track behavior, becoming more aggressive if you race them dirty or respectful if you provide clean competition. Handling model sits between full simulation and pure arcade, with enough challenge to reward skill while remaining approachable for casual players using moderate assists. The race creator lets you design custom events, mixing vehicle classes, weather conditions, and race lengths to create unique challenges. Online multiplayer supports various modes, from quick races to full championship seasons. Graphics are solid with good track detail and weather effects, while the progression system steadily unlocks new vehicles and customization options, keeping you engaged throughout the career. Palworld delivers creature taming survival like no other. This open-world adventure on PS5 lets you capture and command over 100 unique pals, blending Pokemon-style collection with hardcore crafting and combat. In seamless two-player co-op, you and a friend share a persistent world, assigning pals to automate farms, mines, and factories while exploring biomes teeming with resources and bosses. Build sprawling bases with assembly lines for guns, armor, and vehicles, fending off raids that demand coordinated attacks using PAL abilities and firearms. The PS5 version shines with 60 FPS performance, stunning visuals from dynamic weather to lush islands added in updates like Sakurajima, and haptic feedback enhancing every shot. Manage blood quality for buffs, craft saddles for flying mounts, and unlock tech trees progressing from sticks to mechs. Challenges like harsh nights and mega bosses keep tension high, but duo teamwork turns grinds into triumphs, making progression faster and raids exhilarating. With cross-progression and endless customization, it's ideal for pairs craving depth in survival and companionship. Grounded shrinks you into a backyard survival epic. On PS5, this co-op gem from Obsidian has you and a partner navigating a massive suburban yard as tiny kids, battling insects like spiders and bees while crafting from blades of grass and acorn shells. Two-player online co-op lets you split tasks. One scouts for resources, the other builds treehouse forts with moats and traps, unlocking mutations for abilities like spider climbing or ant armor. The world evolves with biomes from ponds to hedges, hiding labs with bosses requiring strategy, like dodging orb weavers. PS5 enhancements deliver 4K visuals, ray-traced shadows, and DualSense haptics that rumble with every axe swing on ladybugs. Analyze enemies for weaknesses, brew smoothies for buffs, and delve into mysteries via audio logs. Nights bring wolf spiders, demanding defensive builds tested in blood moons. Progression feels rewarding as tech trees expand from pebble axes to claymore black oxbows, with co-op halving grinds and amplifying discoveries like Mixar Labs. Deep, replayable, and terrifyingly fun for duos mastering the micro-world. Raftcraft's Oceanic Survival Mastery for 2. Awake on a tiny plank amid endless seas on PS5. Hook debris to expand your vessel into a floating fortress with engines, crop farms, and shark defenses. Two-player co-op shines as you divide labor. One steers and researches blueprints, the other dives for titanium or explores radio tower islands riddled with puzzles and mutants. Construct from planks to advanced purifiers, smelters, and biofuel refineries, upgrading from hooks to spear guns for shark battles. PS5 boasts 4K waves, 60 FPS sailing, and adaptive triggers mimicking hook tension. Story unfolds via notes leading to Varuna Point, a massive abandoned ship with platforming challenges and boss sharks. Manage thirst via biofilters, hunger with grills and livestock like llamas, and sanity by expanding rooms. Nighttime shark bites demand quick repairs, while storms test stability. Updates like Final Chapter add quests and endgame content. Relaxing yet tense, perfect for pairs building dreams adrift, with infinite replay via random islands. 4. Ark Survival Ascended remasters Dino Taming Survival Grandeur. Rebuilt in Unreal Engine 5 on PS5, tame hundreds of creatures from Rexes to flyers in a vast prehistoric world, building thatch huts to metal fortresses. Two-player split-screen or online co-op allows seamless duo play. One tames while the other gathers berries and hides, unlocking saddles, engrams, and tributes for bosses like Broodmother. PS5 delivers stunning 4K foliage, dynamic lighting, and 60 FPS, with ray tracing plus haptics for dino roars. Breed mutants, craft crossbows to rocket launchers, and explore caves teeming with artifacts. Manage torpor, weight, and oxygen on dives, crafting kibble for high-level tames. Nighttime threats like raptors demand torchlit defenses, escalating to alpha raids. Crossplay with PC/Xbox expands options, while mods add variety. Deep systems reward strategy, from imprinting babies to ascension portals. Epic for friends conquering the island together with endless progression. 5. Dead Island 2 unleashes zombie-slaying co-op chaos on PS5. Wield bats, saw blades, and acid launchers in gore-soaked LA, evolving via skill cards for abilities like ground pounds or electric fists. Two-player drop-in co-op lets you revive each other mid-horde, sharing loot from fused weapons like electrified cleavers that dismember crushers and flatteners. PS5's 4K visuals pop with flesh engine gore, 60 FPS fluidity, and DualSense feedback pulsing dismemberments. Progress through Beverly Hills to Venice Beach, tackling story missions and lost and found collectibles, unlocking outfits. Customize slayers with perks boosting stamina or fury mode finishers. Environmental kills like exploding barrels amplify duo synergy against walkers and screamers. DLCs add house and Solofest with new zombies and arenas. Fast-paced, hilarious combat shines brightest together, with revives preventing wipes. Replayable for card grinding and challenge cards. Bloody brilliant for pairs craving visceral undead brawls. 6. No Man's Sky offers infinite universe survival on PS5. Procedurally generated galaxies let you mine asteroids, scan flora, and build freighters in seamless space. Two-player co-op via Nexus lets you join friends' instances, dividing galaxy hunts. One refines fuel, the other claims systems, tackling expeditions with shared rewards. PS5's 4K HDR worlds dazzle with vibrant planets, 120 FPS option, and haptics simulating scanner pulses. Craft multi-tools to hypercubes, exocraft for terrain vehicles, and starships for dogfights against sentinels. Updates like worlds overhaul biomes with weather, fauna behaviors, and underwater bases. Manage life support, hazard protection, and units via trading posts. Multiplayer hubs host races, battles, and guild missions. Explore anomalies for lore on Atlas or relax in serene vistas. Depth from 18 quintillion planets ensures fresh discoveries, ideal for duos charting stars with crossplay uniting platforms. 7 Days to Die crafts zombie apocalypse depth on PS5. Voxel-based world demands fortifying against horde knights every 7 days, scavenging for guns, meds, and schematics. Two-player co-op splits roles. One loots POI bunkers, the other forges iron tools, building concrete bunkers with turrets and traps. PS5 runs 60 FPS with enhanced draw distance, dual-sense vibrations for shotgun blasts, and console edition optimizations. Perks tree skills, marksmanship to heavy armor, brewing pipe bombs from components. Manage painkillers for broken legs, food quality to avoid dysentery, and sleep for buffs. Daytime traders offer blueprints, nighttime blood moons spawn demolishers battering walls. Alpha 21 revamps crafting, vehicles, and stealth. Procedural maps ensure replayability. Tense teamwork turns sieges into victories with mods via console commands. Ultimate zombie sandbox for pairs enduring the undead. 8. Green Hell immerses in Amazonian survival horrors on PS5. Track sanity via hallucinations, craft blowpipes from lianas, and build huts from palm fronds. Two-player co-op demands communication. One purifies water, the other hunts armadillos, facing jaguars, caimans, and tribal warriors. PS5's 4K jungle teams with detail, 60 FPS fluidity, and haptics for leech removals. Story mode Spirits of Amazonia adds 20 hours investigating chieftains, unlocking totems. Manage macro/micronutrients via foraging berries, crabs, and fish drying. Treat wounds with maggots, build canoes for river exploration. Updates include animal husbandry and fortifications, night spring anacondas, days fever dreams eroding reason. Deep HUD reveals parasites like worms demanding surgery. Brutal realism rewards knowledge, perfect for duos conquering the green inferno. 9. V-Rising empowers vampire survival supremacy on PS5. Awaken Weekend, hunt blood from V bloodlines for gear unlocks, building gothic castles. Two-player co-op lets you siege keeps together. One tanks while the other spellcasts frost novas. PS5 dazzles with gothic biomes, 4K shadows, 60 FPS combat, and adaptive triggers for spell cooldowns. Serve thralls for production, craft spell points into illusions or blood meteors. Daytime sun weakness demands coffin rests, nighttime boss hunts like Alpha Wolf yield capes. Tech Tree progresses from wooden clubs to Dracolich summons. PvE/PvP servers, clan raids at stakes. Updates expand endgame with Dracula fights. Gothic ARPG depth with survival crafting shines in duos dominating Varderon nights. 10. Forever Skies pioneers post-apocalyptic airship survival on PS5. Pilot a customizable aerostat through toxic dust storms, scanning nanotech ruins for blueprints. Two-player co-op divides repairs, one scans artifacts, the other fabricates filters, descending to irradiated Earth for titanium. PS5's 4K Vista stun with derelict megastructures, 60 FPS flight, and haptics simulating engine strain. Expand ship with hydroponics, labs, and drills, managing oxygen, radiation, and fuel. Story probes Eris mystery via data drives, unlocking story modules. Biomes from storms to ground vents challenge navigation. Updates add 4-player co-op and gardening. Atmospheric tension from failing seals builds urgency. Innovative vertical exploration rewards ingenuity, ideal for pairs reclaiming skies. The Forest terrifies with cannibal-infested island survival on PS5. Crash-landed, chop trees for log cabins, hunt lizards for stew, exploring caves for plain parts. Two-player online co-op amplifies tension. One scouts mutants, the other reinforces walls with spikes. PS5 enhances 1080p 60 FPS caves, detailed foliage swaying in wind, quick loads. Craft effigies, scaring cannibals, Molotovs for patrols, zip lines spanning cliffs. Sanity drops spawn mutants at base, demanding skull lamps. Story unfolds via drawings leading to Sahara Lab. Mutants evolve from patrols to fiery mutants. Endgame sinkholes reveal Yaki, horror peaks in dark caves with crawling horrors. Unmatched atmosphere for duos braving peninsula horrors. 12. Conan Exiles unleashes barbaric multiplayer savagery on PS5. Exiled naked thrall slaves for crafting benches, building sandstone citadels. Two-player co-op tames hyenas, raids obelisks for boss tributes, one distracts, other loots artifacts. PS5's 4K deserts shimmer, 60 FPS sieges, sorcery updates adding demon summons. Age of War adds clan banners, siege weapons. Manage thirst via wells, hunger with grills, corruption from sorcery demanding altars. Journey system unlocks recipes via obelisks. PvP servers thrive on purges, PvE on dungeons. Deep building from reed to black ice, weapons from stone to obsidian. Epic scale rewards ambition, perfect for duos forging empires in Hyboria. Number 1 on our list brings us Split Fiction, the latest cooperative adventure from Hazelight Studios that pushes the boundaries of imaginative gameplay. This title throws two writers into a wild journey through their own fictional universes, forcing them to work together across dramatically different genres and art styles. The game excels at constantly switching up mechanics, ensuring that no two levels feel alike as you bounce between sci-fi shooters, fantasy quests, and everything in between. What makes Split Fiction stand out is how seamlessly it blends puzzle solving with action sequences, requiring genuine communication between players to overcome challenges. The visual variety is stunning, with each world feeling meticulously crafted and bursting with creative details. Character progression feels meaningful without being overwhelming, and the story manages to balance humor with surprisingly touching moments about creativity and partnership. While some sections can feel slightly uneven in difficulty, the overall experience delivers consistent entertainment value that justifies multiple playthroughs with different partners. Moving to number 2, we have It Takes Two, another Hazelight masterpiece that revolutionized cooperative gaming when it launched. This game tells the story of a couple on the brink of divorce who get magically transformed into dolls, forcing them to navigate their way back to their daughter while working through their relationship issues. The sheer variety of gameplay mechanics is breathtaking, with each chapter introducing completely new abilities and challenges that keep the experience fresh from start to finish. Whether you are platforming through a tool shed, battling through a magical snow globe, or piloting makeshift vehicles, the game never stops surprising you. The emotional narrative adds weight to the fantastical adventure, creating moments that resonate long after the credits roll. Boss battles are creative and memorable, often requiring perfect coordination and communication between players. It Takes Two proves that cooperative games can deliver both mechanical depth and narrative substance without compromising either element. At number 3 sits A Way Out, a narrative-driven cooperative experience that takes a completely different approach from typical action games. This prison break thriller puts two players in the shoes of Leo and Vincent, two inmates with different personalities who must work together to escape and seek revenge. The split-screen presentation remains constant throughout, even during cutscenes, which creates a unique sense of each player having their own perspective on events. Gameplay alternates between stealth sequences, action moments, and quieter character-building scenes that flesh out the protagonists. What sets A Way Out apart is its commitment to meaningful cooperation, with puzzles and challenges designed specifically around two-player coordination rather than feeling like single-player content with a partner tacked on. The story takes some unexpected turns that genuinely surprise players who think they know where things are heading. While the shooting mechanics feel somewhat basic compared to dedicated action games, they serve the narrative purpose effectively without overstaying their welcome. Number 4 introduces Overcooked All You Can Eat, the definitive edition of the chaotic cooking simulator that has tested countless friendships. This package combines both Overcooked games with all their DLC, delivering dozens of kitchens that grow progressively more absurd and challenging. The core concept remains brilliantly simple yet deeply engaging, as players must prepare, cook, and serve meals while managing kitchen hazards and time pressure. What starts as straightforward cooking quickly evolves into frantic coordination challenges where communication and task delegation become crucial. The game shines brightest with 4 players, though it scales reasonably well for 2 or 3 chefs. New accessibility options and graphical improvements make this the best way to experience these games, especially for newcomers. Kitchen layouts range from mundane restaurants to moving trucks and haunted houses, each introducing unique obstacles. The difficulty curve can feel punishing at times, but overcoming particularly tricky levels delivers genuine satisfaction. Coming in at number 5, Escape Academy transforms the escape room concept into a fully fledged video game with impressive results. Players enroll in a secret school dedicated to teaching the art of escaping, tackling increasingly complex rooms filled with puzzles that require observation and logical thinking. The game translates the escape room experience remarkably well to the digital space, maintaining that same sense of discovery and accomplishment when you crack a particularly clever puzzle. Rooms feature diverse themes and mechanics, ensuring variety throughout the campaign while maintaining consistent quality. Cooperative play enhances the experience significantly as players can split up to tackle different puzzle elements simultaneously or work together on more complex challenges. The difficulty progression feels well-balanced, introducing new concepts gradually without holding your hand too much. Voice acting and presentation create an engaging atmosphere that makes you feel genuinely enrolled in this mysterious academy. And the DLC expansions add substantial content for those hungry for more puzzle-solving adventures. Number 6 brings us Cuphead, the notoriously challenging run-and-gun game that looks like a 1930s cartoon come to life. Every frame of this game showcases incredible hand-drawn animation that faithfully recreates the rubber hose animation style of early Disney and Fleischer Studios cartoons. The game primarily consists of boss battles that demand pattern recognition, quick reflexes, and persistence as you face off against bizarre and creative enemies. While the difficulty can be brutal, especially on higher difficulties, the game always feels fair, with deaths resulting from player mistakes rather than cheap tricks. The run-and-gun stages provide variety between boss fights, offering platforming challenges with the same tight controls and gorgeous visuals. Adding a second player makes the experience more manageable while introducing coordination challenges, as reviving a downed partner becomes a strategic consideration. The jazz-influenced soundtrack perfectly complements the visual style, creating an audio-visual package that stands as one of the most distinctive games of recent years. At number 7, we find Diablo 4, the latest entry in the legendary action RPG franchise that returns to the series' darker roots. This game delivers a massive world filled with demons to slaughter, loot to collect, and builds to experiment with across 5 distinct character classes. The campaign takes players through a grim story involving Lilith and the fate of Sanctuary, with cinematics that rank among the best in gaming. What makes Diablo 4 excel in cooperative play is how seamlessly friends can drop in and out while exploring the open world together or tackling dungeons. The endgame systems provide substantial content beyond the campaign, with nightmare dungeons, hell tides, and seasonal content keeping players engaged for hundreds of hours. Build diversity allows for creative character customization, though balance patches regularly shift the meta. The game looks stunning, with detailed environments and satisfying combat effects that make every spell cast and weapon swing feel impactful. Number 8 presents Baldur's Gate 3, the ambitious RPG that brings Dungeons & Dragons mechanics to life with unprecedented detail and flair freedom. This game offers a staggering amount of choice and consequence, with decisions made in early acts rippling through to dramatically different endings. The turn-based combat faithfully adapts D&D rules while making them accessible to players unfamiliar with tabletop gaming, creating tactical encounters that reward creative thinking and preparation. Cooperative play allows up to 4 players to create custom characters or take control of origin characters, each with their own rich backstories and personal quests. The writing quality remains consistently excellent across hundreds of hours of content, with companions feeling like genuine characters rather than simple quest dispensers. Environmental interactions add another layer to combat, letting players use elevation, surfaces, and objects to gain advantages. Performance can occasionally struggle in densely populated areas, but the technical issues pale compared to the incredible depth of content and reactivity that few games have ever matched. At number 9 sits Sackboy: A Big Adventure, a delightful platformer that proves Little Big Planet gameplay works wonderfully without the creation tools. This game focuses purely on the platforming experience, delivering expertly designed levels that gradually introduce new mechanics and challenges. The art direction showcases incredible creativity with handcrafted aesthetics that make each world feel distinct and visually appealing. Cooperative play accommodates up to 4 players locally or online, with specific levels designed exclusively for multiplayer that introduce unique cooperation mechanics. The difficulty balance welcomes players of all skill levels while offering optional challenges for those seeking tougher tests. Movement feels tight and responsive, making precise platforming satisfying rather than frustrating. Costume customization lets players personalize their Sackboy with hundreds of unlockable options found throughout levels. The soundtrack features both original compositions and licensed tracks that enhance the whimsical atmosphere, and the game maintains solid performance throughout with minimal technical issues disrupting the fun. Number 10 introduces Moving Out 2, the sequel that expands on the furniture-moving chaos of the original with new mechanics and locations. Players take on the role of removal technicians, tasked with clearing homes and businesses under tight time limits while avoiding damage penalties. The sequel adds new movement options and physics interactions that increase both the comedy and challenge of transporting awkward objects. Level variety impresses with settings ranging from haunted mansions to farms and construction sites, each introducing environmental gimmicks that complicate your moving jobs. Cooperative play remains the ideal way to experience the game, as coordinating furniture movement with partners creates hilarious moments of success and failure. The arcade-style scoring system encourages replaying levels to improve times and minimize damage, providing longevity beyond the initial campaign. Character customization offers plenty of cosmetic options to distinguish your mover from your friends. While the core gameplay loop remains similar to the first game, the new additions provide enough freshness to justify the sequel for fans of physics-based cooperative chaos. Coming in at number 11, Kiwi puts players in control of adorable Kiwi birds named Jeff and Deborah who work in a post office. The gameplay revolves around operating oversized machinery designed for humans, requiring the birds to hop between keys, push buttons, and pull levers to complete postal tasks. This unique control scheme creates natural cooperation opportunities as players must coordinate their movements to operate equipment efficiently. The game features multiple modes, including a story campaign, shift work for score chasing, and competitive challenges that test your postal prowess. The charming art style and relaxing soundtrack create a pleasant atmosphere despite the sometimes frantic gameplay. Levels introduce new mechanics regularly to prevent repetition, from telegraph machines to package sorting systems. The difficulty curve accommodates casual players while providing enough challenge to keep engaged players interested. While the game works solo with AI assistance, cooperative play truly shines as the intended experience, where communication and timing become essential skills for postal efficiency. Rounding out our list at number 12 comes Fogs, an unusual cooperative adventure featuring a two-headed dog with each player controlling one end. This bizarre premise creates unique gameplay where players must stretch, swing, and coordinate their movements to solve environmental puzzles. The game takes you through 3 distinct worlds representing sleep, food, and play, each with its own visual style and puzzle mechanics. The stretching mechanic becomes increasingly complex as new abilities unlock, requiring creative problem-solving and communication between players. Boss encounters provide memorable moments that test everything you've learned, though combat never becomes the primary focus. The wholesome presentation and gentle difficulty make this an excellent choice for playing with younger gamers or those less experienced with video games. While the game can be played solo by controlling both heads simultaneously, this approach feels awkward and misses the intended cooperative experience. The relaxed pacing and forgiving checkpoint system ensure that frustration rarely interrupts the enjoyable journey through these colorful and imaginative worlds. Number 1 brings us It Takes Two, an absolute masterpiece that redefined what cooperative gaming can achieve when 2 players work together with just 2 controllers. This adventure follows a couple transformed into dolls, navigating through fantastical worlds that represent different aspects of their relationship. Every level introduces completely new gameplay mechanics that keep the experience fresh from start to finish. Whether you are flying through space, battling against an army of squirrels, or solving environmental puzzles that require perfect coordination, the game never repeats itself, constantly surprising players with creative set pieces and mechanics that feel like entirely different games stitched together seamlessly. Communication becomes essential as each player has unique abilities that complement their partner, forcing genuine collaboration rather than just playing side by side. The visual presentation is stunning with vibrant colors and imaginative level design that makes every chapter feel distinct and memorable. The story tackles mature themes about relationships while maintaining a playful tone that keeps the gameplay lighthearted and fun. Number 2 takes us to Overcooked All You Can Eat, the ultimate culinary chaos simulator that tests friendships through frantic kitchen cooperation. This definitive edition combines both Overcooked games plus all DLC content, delivering hundreds of levels where you and your partner must prepare, cook, and serve dishes under increasingly ridiculous circumstances. Kitchens are designed to challenge coordination as you navigate moving platforms, splitting pathways, portals, and environmental hazards while managing multiple orders simultaneously. The genius lies in its escalating complexity that starts simple but quickly becomes overwhelming as more ingredients, recipes, and obstacles get introduced. Success requires clear communication about task division, ingredient management, and adapting strategies on the fly when things inevitably go wrong. The game supports local couch co-op perfectly, making it ideal for two players sharing controllers on the same screen. Accessibility options and assist mode ensure players of all skill levels can enjoy the experience together. The charm comes from turning cooking into an intense cooperative challenge. Number 3 showcases Sackboy: A Big Adventure, a delightful platformer that proves Nintendo does not have a monopoly on excellent cooperative platforming experiences. Playing as the adorable Sackboy from the Little Big Planet series, you traverse beautifully crafted levels filled with creative obstacles, hidden collectibles, and cooperative challenges designed specifically for two players. The game features tight platforming controls that feel responsive and satisfying whether you are jumping, rolling, or using the various power-ups scattered throughout levels. What makes this special for two-player sessions is how levels incorporate cooperative mechanics that reward teamwork, from tethered sections where both players must move in sync to puzzle areas requiring simultaneous actions. The visual presentation is outstanding, with vibrant colors, detailed environments, and smooth performance on PS5 that makes every world a joy to explore. Collecting costumes and customizing your Sackboy adds personality, while hunting for hidden items encourages thorough exploration and replayability for completionists. Number 4 delivers Baldur's Gate 3, an epic RPG adventure that translates the complexity of Dungeons & Dragons into an accessible, cooperative experience playable with two controllers locally. Set in the Forgotten Realms, you create custom characters or choose from origin characters with deep backstories as you navigate a world threatened by mind flayers and tadpole infections. The split-screen implementation allows both players to explore independently or stick together, making decisions that genuinely impact the story and how characters perceive your party. Combat uses turn-based tactical gameplay where positioning, environmental interactions, and ability combinations create endless strategic possibilities. The amount of player choice is staggering, with multiple solutions to every quest, branching dialogue trees, and consequences that ripple throughout your playthrough. Character creation offers incredible depth with numerous races, classes, and subclasses that play distinctly different from each other. The writing quality is exceptional, with memorable companions, morally complex decisions, and scenarios that rarely have obvious right answers, making every playthrough feel unique based on your choices. Number 5 presents Diablo 4, the latest entry in the legendary action RPG franchise that brings hell to your living room through intense cooperative demon slaying. The dark, gothic world of Sanctuary is under assault by Lilith and her demonic forces, requiring you and your partner to choose from 5 distinct classes and battle through hordes of enemies for increasingly powerful loot. The gameplay loop is incredibly addictive as you slice through monsters, collect legendary items, and optimize your build with skill trees, paragon boards, and gear synergies. Local couch co-op on PS5 works seamlessly, with both players sharing the screen while maintaining their own inventories and progression. The campaign offers a darker narrative tone compared to previous entries, with genuinely disturbing moments and impressive cutscenes that advance the story. Endgame content is substantial, with nightmare dungeons, world bosses, hell tides, and seasonal content that keeps you engaged long after completing the main story. The itemization system provides that perfect balance of steady upgrades and occasional game-changing legendary drops. Number 6 offers A Way Out, a purely cooperative experience that cannot be played solo and demands two players work together through every moment of this prison break thriller. You and your partner play as Leo and Vincent, two convicts with different personalities and skills who must escape prison and survive on the run from authorities. The split-screen presentation is constant throughout the entire game, showing both characters simultaneously even during cutscenes, creating a cinematic cooperative experience unlike anything else. Gameplay variety keeps things interesting, with stealth sections, action sequences, vehicle chases, mini-games, and dialogue choices that let both players influence the narrative direction. The story takes unexpected turns that test the partnership you have built, leading to emotional moments and difficult decisions. QuickTime events and cooperative mechanics require coordination and communication, ensuring both players stay engaged rather than one person dominating while the other watches. The game is relatively short at around 6 hours, but tells a complete story with satisfying pacing and memorable set pieces throughout. Number 7 brings Stardew Valley, the beloved farming simulator that becomes even more enjoyable when shared with a partner on the same couch. Starting with an overgrown farm inherited from your grandfather, you work together to clear land, plant crops, raise animals, and build a thriving agricultural business in the charming Pelican Town. The gameplay loop is incredibly relaxing as you establish daily routines of watering crops, tending animals, exploring mines, fishing, and interacting with townspeople. Local co-op allows both players to work simultaneously on different tasks, dramatically speeding up farm development and allowing specialization where one focuses on crops while the other handles animals or mining. The game offers remarkable freedom with no time pressure or fail states, letting you progress at whatever pace feels comfortable. Seasonal events, relationship building with villagers, and the mysterious community center restoration provide long-term goals beyond just farming. The pixel art style is charming with excellent attention to detail in every sprite and animation. Number 8 showcases Gang Beasts, a physics-based party brawler that delivers hilarious chaos as you and your partner face off against AI opponents or team up in cooperative modes. Controlling gelatinous characters with intentionally awkward physics, you punch, grab, headbutt, and throw opponents off ledges, into hazards, or out of the arena entirely. The beauty of Gang Beasts lies in its unpredictability, where every match becomes a highlight reel of ridiculous moments as characters flail around in exaggerated ragdoll physics. Stages feature environmental hazards like moving trucks, subway trains, collapsing floors, and giant fans that can instantly eliminate fighters who are not paying attention. The simple control scheme makes it accessible for anyone to pick up and play, but mastering the timing and momentum required for advanced techniques adds surprising depth. Local multiplayer supports cooperative play against waves of enemies or competitive free-for-alls. The customization options let you dress characters in absurd costumes, adding personality to your fighter. Matches are quick and chaotic, making it perfect for short gaming sessions. Number 9 presents Tekken 8, the latest evolution of the legendary fighting game franchise that delivers the most polished and accessible entry yet for both newcomers and veterans. The roster features returning favorites alongside new characters, each with deep movesets that reward practice and experimentation. The story mode continues the Mishima family saga with impressive production values, cinematic presentation, and surprisingly engaging narrative that makes fighting game stories enjoyable. What makes Tekken 8 perfect for two-player sessions is the variety of modes available, from traditional versus matches to team battles, and the new Arcade Quest mode that lets you explore a hub world together. The special style control option provides simplified inputs for beginners while maintaining depth for experienced players to execute complex combos. Graphics are stunning on PS5 with detailed character models, dynamic stages, and fluid animations running at smooth frame rates. The training mode is comprehensive with frame data, combo trials, and punishment training that helps players improve their skills systematically. Number 10 delivers Street Fighter 6, Capcom's triumphant return to form that modernizes the franchise while respecting its competitive legacy. The roster balances classic world warriors like Ryu and Chun-Li with exciting newcomers that expand the fighting style diversity. World Tour Mode offers a surprisingly deep single-player campaign where you create a custom fighter, explore Metro City, learn techniques from various characters, and participate in street fights throughout the open world. The drive system introduces new mechanics that unify offensive and defensive options, making matches more dynamic with drive impacts, parries, rush cancels, and super arts all tied to the same resource meter. Modern controls provide accessible input options for newcomers, while classic controls maintain traditional precision for purists. The art style perfectly blends realistic proportions with expressive animations and vibrant colors that make every match visually exciting. Online features are robust, but local versus mode remains the best way to enjoy competitive matches with a friend sharing the couch. Number 11 brings us Chicory, A Colorful Tale, a charming top-down adventure where you wield a magical paintbrush to restore color to a black and white world. Playing as a young dog who inherits the legendary brush from the previous wielder Chicory, you explore an interconnected world, solving puzzles, helping townsfolk, and uncovering the mystery behind the vanishing colors. The painting mechanics are central to both puzzle solving and personalization, as you can literally paint on any surface, creating your own artistic expression throughout the entire game world. Cooperative play lets both players paint simultaneously, solving puzzles together and creating collaborative artwork across the environment. The story tackles themes of artistic expression, self-doubt, and finding your own creative voice through charming characters and emotional narrative moments. Boss encounters transform into creative challenges where you must use the brush in unique ways. The soundtrack by various indie musicians perfectly complements the wholesome atmosphere, while the writing delivers genuinely touching moments about creativity and personal growth. Number 12 concludes with Nobody Saves the World, an action RPG that stands out through its unique form-changing mechanics and addictive quest structure. You play as Nobody, a featureless character who discovers a magic wand allowing transformation into various forms, ranging from rats and horses to robots and dragons, each with distinct abilities and playstyles. The progression system cleverly encourages using all forms by requiring specific form-based challenges to unlock new abilities and transformations. Local co-op lets both players tackle dungeons together with their chosen forms, creating dynamic combinations as you mix and match abilities from different transformations. The world is filled with bite-sized quests that constantly reward exploration and experimentation, maintaining momentum throughout the adventure. Dungeons feature modifiers that change enemy behaviors and environmental rules, ensuring repeated runs feel fresh. The art style uses bold colors and expressive character designs that give the game distinct personality. The quest density means there is always something new to discover, whether you are pushing the main story or exploring side content. Number 1 throne goes to Kingdom Come: Deliverance II, the pinnacle of historical open-world immersion on PS5 from Warhorse Studios. Set in 1403 Bohemia during turbulent wars, you continue as Henry of Scalet, rising from blacksmith to noble knight through a massive Kuttenberg hub teeming with over 500 dynamic NPCs, bustling markets, and faction politics that shape emergent quests. Combat system refines with directional melee, master strikes, and combo chains feeling brutally realistic, complemented by archery, horseback battles, and alchemy crafting for potions and poisons. Exploration spans forests, castles, and villages with day-night cycles, wildlife hunting, and thievery risks tied to reputation. PS5 leverages SSD for seamless world loads, ray-traced global illumination on armor and foliage, haptic feedback for sword clashes, and 4K 60 FPS stability. Main story clocks 60 hours, with side content pushing 150+ for completionists, offering multiple endings via moral choices. Deep skill trees, companion systems, and hardcore sim elements like hunger and fatigue deliver unmatched authenticity, making it 2025's definitive medieval RPG for patient explorers craving consequence-driven freedom. Second place sprawls across Monster Hunter Wilds, Capcom's evolution of beast slaying in a seamless open world teeming with life on PS5. Craft your hunter in the Forbidden Lands, where dynamic biomes react to sandstorms, floods, and lightning, altering monster behaviors and terrain for strategic hunts. 14 weapon types boast revamped combos, focus strikes on wounds, and mounting finishers, while new rideable secrets enable aerial scouting and rapid traversal. Story unfolds over 20 hours with rival clans and ancient mysteries, unlocking endgame raids. 4-player co-op integrates flawlessly with crossplay, and solo AI followers adapt intelligently. PS5 performance mode hits 4K/60 FPS with dense foliage simulation, DualSense rumbles for roars and impacts, and 3D audio for distant calls. Hundreds of hours await via crafting rare gear, seasonal events, and arena challenges, all free post-launch. Streamlined prep and execution balance accessibility with depth, positioning Wilds as 2025's co-op open-world triumph for adrenaline-fueled hunts. Third on deck sails Death Stranding 2 on the beach, Kojima's sprawling traversal epic expanding connections across psychedelic open landscapes on PS5. Sam Bridges and daughter Louise trek tar-belching shores, ruined metropolises, and void realms, delivering cargo while combating BT ghosts, mechs, and humanoid foes using stealth, guns, and quirky melee like floating guitars. Social Strand Network lets players share roads, ladders, and vehicles in a 40-hour narrative probing life, death, and celebrity lore with stellar Norman Reedus acting. Hoverboards, electric bikes, and power armor enhance mobility over rugged terrain. PS5 Pro delivers 60 FPS, ray-traced oceans and reflections, adaptive triggers for terrain grip, and haptic waves crashing. Optional side hauls and photo mode extend play, with Woodkid soundtrack amplifying solitude. Though methodical, refined combat and vehicular upgrades make it more engaging than ever, crowning 2025's boldest open-world odyssey for narrative wanderers. Fourth position haunts Ghost of Yotei, Sucker Punch's breathtaking samurai sequel roaming feudal Hokkaido's vast open wilds on PS5. As female Ronin Atsu, avenge your clan across snowy tundras, volcanic springs, and aurora-lit peaks, blending stealth assassinations, katana duels, and archery with kusarigama gadgets and eagle scouting. Dynamic weather shifts patrols, Foxfire reveals haikus, and heat mechanics demand tactical ghost stances. Expansive map hides charms, die upgrades, and mythic tales over 40-hour campaign. Combat parries flow rhythmically with posture breaks, escalating to brutal finishers. PS5 visuals stun with windblown fur, particle snow, and HDR sunsets at native 4K 60 FPS, plus immersive haptics for blade slices and 3D audio whispers. New Game Plus and record challenges boost replayability. Polished traversal and folklore depth solidify it as 2025's stealth action open-world masterpiece for honorable blades. Fifth adventure unearths Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Machine Games' whip-cracking open-world tribute globetrotting on PS5. In 1937, Indy pursues a Nazi relic from Sukhothai, navigating hub cities like Vatican crypts, Egyptian deserts, and Himalayan forts, with puzzle-solving notebooks, improvised brawls, and revolver shootouts. Semi-open levels connect via map fast travel, rewarding off-path secrets and environmental riddles. Stealth disguises, whip pulls, and truck chases deliver cinematic set pieces in a 15-hour tale voiced perfectly by Troy Baker. PS5 enhancements include ray-traced shadows on sand dunes, 60 FPS action, and DualSense for whip cracks and boulder rumbles. Expedition mode adds replay with scores and artifacts. Linear yet explorative structure captures Indy's charm, making it 2025's thrilling archaeologist odyssey for adventure seekers. Sixth Zone beckons STLALKR2 Heart of Chernobyl, GSC Game World's unforgiving open-world survival shooter thriving on PS5. As a stalker, delve Chernobyl's mutated exclusion zone, scavenging artifacts amid anomalies, factions, and night horrors in a 50-square-kilometer seamless map with radiation, dynamic A-Life AI, and emission storms. Ballistics feel weighty with moddable guns, grenades, and mutant claws, intense firefights blending stealth and horror. Story branches via choices affecting alliances over 30 hours, with side gigs endless. PS5 runs at 4K 60 FPS with ZSS upscaling, haptic Geiger counters, and volumetric fog. Mod support and co-op raids extend longevity. Brutal difficulty, economy, and atmosphere define 2025's premier post-apoc sandbox for hardcore survivors. Seventh Loot Fest erupts in Borderlands 4, Gearbox's chaotic open-world looter-shooter rampaging across alien planets on PS5. Assemble Vault Hunter with dual skill trees, unleashing elemental mayhem and procedurally enhanced zones packed with vehicles, outposts, and boss arenas. Over-the-top gunplay features 1 billion weapons, slide melee, and class synergies like Siren Rifts or Brawler Slams. 25-hour story skewers corpos with witty banter, unlocking endgame mayhem modes. 4-player split-screen co-op shines. PS5 delivers 120 FPS option, ray-traced cel-shading pops, and adaptive triggers for recoil. Free DLC seasons keep fresh. Explosive scale and humor cement it as 2025's top co-op open-world frenzy for gun nuts. Eighth Realm expands Elden Ring Night Rain, From Software's co-op roguelite open-world spin-off conquering shadowed lands on PS5. Teams of 3 Tarnished battle Night-Cursed Limgrave variants, Permadeath runs harvesting runes for meta progression amid procedural dungeons and colossal demigods. Combat inherits Soul's precision with jump attacks, ashes, and stance breaks, plus new relic summons. 20-hour loops build to world bosses. PS5 60 FPS locked, Lumen GI for eerie glows, haptics for spell feedback. Crossplay and leaderboards fuel competition. Innovative blend of roguelike replay and open exploration marks 2025's multiplayer Souls pinnacle for daring Tarnished. Ninth Revival remasters The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion, Bethesda's legendary open-world fantasy reborn on PS5 with modern polish. As prisoner-turned-hero, thwart Oblivion gates invading Cyrodiil's provinces, joining guilds, enchanting gear, and questing freely in a radiant AI-populated world of 1,000+ locations. Spellcasting, stealth archery, and faction intrigue span 100 hours. PS5 upgrades, 60 FPS, ray reconstruction for foliage, ultra-wide support, and quick saves. DLC integrated seamlessly. Timeless freedom and mod potential refresh it as 2025's nostalgic open-world essential for Tamriel veterans. 10th Shadows cloak Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ubisoft's dual-protagonist open-world feudal Japan epic on PS5. Wield Nio the Shinobi for stealth parkour, and Yasuka the Samurai for brutal katana clashes across Sengoku-era Honshu, from Kyoto castles to snowy mountains. Dynamic seasons alter foliage, naval raids expand trade, and gear crafting ties to economy. 40-hour story weaves history with parkour chases and sieges. PS5 4K/60 FPS with path tracing, haptic chain blades, 3D audio eavesdrops. Mastery system deepens skills. Vast scale and cultural fidelity hail 2025's stealth action open-world benchmark. 11th Echoes Weathering Waves, Kuro Games' fluid open-world action RPGs soaring on PS5. As Rover, harness resonators in post-apoc Solaris 3, gliding mass deserts, abyssal ruins, and arrow cities, with Echo Combat absorbing foe skills for swaps. Gacha pulls build teams for symphony puzzles and boss trials in 30-hour main arc. Exploration rewards with grapples, jetpacks, and murals. PS5 120 FPS, HDR vistas, controller vibes for Echoes. Free updates and co-op tower defense extend play. Stylish animations and soundtrack elevated as 2025's mobile-rooted open-world gem. 12th Conquest charges Dynasty Warriors Origins, Omega Force's Musu Revolution with expansive battlefields on PS5. Command Lu Bu through Three Kingdoms Chaos, linking huge open campaigns with real-time strategy, switching officers mid-frenzy for 100k plus enemy clears. Weapon mastery, animal mounts, and siege engines add tactics to hack and slash. 25-hour story revives legends. PS5 4K/120 FPS, destruction physics, haptic clashes. Objective variety curbs repetition. Epic scale redefines 2025's open-world warriors for combo connoisseurs.